Let's return now to the news of the assassination of the Hamas deputy leader in Lebanon. We can talk to Colin Clarke, who's Director of Policy and Research at the Soufan Group, a global intelligence and security firm. Good to see you, Colin. Welcome back to the programme. Hezbollah are saying this assassination won't go unpunished. Is it now inevitable that this conflict will escalate?
It certainly seems so, at least in the short term. Big speech today by Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah, where we should get a hint of what Hezbollah is prepared to do. Some speculate potential drones and or long-range missile strikes into cities like Tel Aviv.
And this attack actually took place in Beirut, didn't it, in the capital. Aside from what Hezbollah might do, will Lebanon itself feel that it has to react in some way?
Well, Lebanon is really constrained here. They're looking for stability, but again, they have Hezbollah on its soil, a state within a state, a terrorist organization that's dragged the country into war once before, notably in 2006, when Hezbollah fought a 33-day war against Israel. And Lebanon as a society, as a country, suffered significantly with damage of infrastructure and civilian deaths. So there's really a lot of tension in the region, really from all corners, as we see Iranian proxies stepping up their attacks on Israel.
So what could this mean for the wider region and for the conflict more broadly?
Well, it suggests the potential for real spillover violence and dragging in other actors, including highly capable actors like Hezbollah. It also brings the shadow war between Israel and Iran a little bit closer to the surface. Layered on top of that, there was a major attack against the shrine of Qasem Soleimani in Iran today. A lot of speculation of who is behind that. So Iran kind of feeling a taste of its own medicine, right? It sponsors terrorism throughout the region. It's now the victim of a terrorist attack. What it all adds up to is heightened instability, which only means, worse things for the Middle East.
And what about the loss of this particular man, Saleh al-Aruri? How damaging is it for Hamas to lose him at this time?
It's a big loss. He was a conduit to the regime in Tehran, one of the kind of masterminds of the Qassam brigades, a founding member, a very high-ranking Hamas member. And it's also a signal to other Hamas members, wherever they are in the region, that, they could be next. And so this could be the beginning of a targeted assassination campaign by the Israelis, which they've conducted before. So again, kind of regions on a knife's edge, a lot of potential for a miscalculation, which would only raise the stakes further.
So it sounds like everyone's holding their breath here. What does it mean for the likelihood of any potential more peace talks at this stage?
It means that, peace talks that were already quite precarious could be shelved, at least temporarily. I think, the elephant in the room here is still the issue of the hostages, which are still being held in Gaza. The Israeli government's facing a lot of pressure domestically to get those hostages home. And so while there's a great need for negotiations, all of the kind of kinetic action and violence makes that more difficult for all sides involved.
Colin, good to talk to you. Thank you for joining us today. That's Colin Clarke from the Soufan Group.